Thank you, Speaker. Next week, the Treasurer will hand down the budget, which will give us a clear understanding of where this government's priorities lie and what choices they have made. People in the electorate of Newtown and indeed across the entire state have never known such uncertain economic times. We have not faced such dire economic circumstances since the Great Depression in the 1930s. The decisions the government makes in this budget are crucial. For many, they will be the difference between surviving or becoming destitute, between being able to live well or being overwhelmed with pressure and anxiety. Budgets are about people. They're not about bolstering tax breaks for big business or funding global corporates. They are not about arbitrary tables of numbers. They are about conscious choices that impact on people's lives. They are conscious choices that impact on people's lives. This budget must provide for all people to ensure that no one is too poor to live, to ensure that they will have a roof over their heads despite losing their jobs, to give them the wraparound care when they've been left without support. This budget needs to be about doing what governments are meant to do, serving the people, making sure that the community is looked after, and especially those who are the most vulnerable. And that means everyone living in New South Wales, including everyone who's here on a humanitarian visa or a student visa or any other type of visa that allows them to live, work or study here. These people have been abandoned during the pandemic by both state and federal governments. This is a state-sanctioned cruelty and it must stop. Everyone should be able to afford to live and live well. Everyone should have a roof over their heads. During this pandemic, many people experiencing homelessness were housed and supported according to needs, and if we did it then, we can do it now. We can build public housing and invest in public housing. 30,000 homes every year for the next 10 years, providing shelter to people who need it and finally getting rid of that massive public housing waiting list, and much more needed jobs being delivered while we deliver that housing. We can deliver affordable housing to counter the huge spike in rental stress that we're seeing, which will increase throughout 2021 as millions of people are moved onto inadequate job seeker payments. We are calling for 100% social and affordable housing on public land, and for the government to audit all available state land and properties with a view to fast-tracking publicly owned housing that people can afford. We need to build zero-emissions housing and retrofit existing housing. These are the homes we need in the 21st century. A budget, at its core, is a moral and ethical framework. A budget is about choices. We need to choose compassion. We need to choose dignity and provide people with what they need to live with dignity and to live well. The government's job today to use every mechanism at its disposal to provide essential support that those who are most vulnerable and disadvantaged in our community is clear. And because of this pandemic, that's a huge growing number of people in this state. We have to have a budget that is dealing with this health crisis and with the climate crisis, as well as creating a budget that puts the well-being, sustainability and equality of access for everyone and our community at its core, so that no one is left out as we face the enormous difficulties which are upon us today.